ignition. There you go.
Oh, he's just ready. How you doing? You're now live.
You want me to lower myself?
No, that's alright.
I'll bring you down. I'll bring myself down to your stature. Hold on. That's the longest fucking one of all time right there, dude. Alright.
We'll see you in a minute.
What's up, putos? We are now live once again. Between two turns. Today is what, the 23rd?
23rd.
March 23rd, 2017. We have a very special guest tonight. But we won't introduce him just yet. We'll just kind of ramble on a little bit and talk about what's been going on. What's been going on with you jackasses since the last time we did this?
I don't know, preparing for this.
No, you haven't.
Yeah, it takes so much preparation to get ready for
2
this.
weeks, yeah, right. You guys, we rolled this thing from over there to right here.
Exactly.
It's a lot of work.
What have you been doing?
Went snowboarding. Had a birthday.
Oh, you guys are
he's
so
old.
fucking boring.
No, but I'm just working on the company, making stuff, trying to make new products, you know?
What are you guys making? Not that onesie thing.
Yeah. The G-string in the back.
Dude, you're not supposed to talk about
Oh,
that.
shit.
Oh, yeah.
The NDA.
35? 4.
How old am I?
Age.
33.
33.
Old.
We also have, well, besides our special guest tonight, we have Matt Florentino in the house. He's over there, yeah, you could say hi.
Come in.
Hey, what's up?
So you guys aren't fishing tournaments or anything, right?
I'm trying to fish the COC. I'm trying to figure it out.
With your dad?
With his dad.
Yeah, first he hit me up today. He's like, dude, let's fish that COC. Find a boat, figure it out. I was like, I don't know, man. I don't think we fish it. It's like, all right, how about your dad? So now my dad's in limbo, so might be watching.
Yeah, hopefully he's watching.
He probably is.
Put a little pressure on him.
Yeah.
Put some heat on Benny. So you guys aren't doing any tournaments. What's going on with you?
Me?
Anything
I'm
cool
just
with
working.
you?
Yeah, working,
God, you guys
chasing
suck.
my drama around.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's really
So-
cool.
Is he ready to fish?
Yeah, I took next Wednesday off, and my dad's free, so I'm hoping to get him out, some back-based stuff. And
Nice.
Yeah.
If
just
your
fine,
dad, if your
maybe.
dad gets booked, then I'm not.
if not, yeah,
We'll get
or
him
with
out.
you. I'll let you know.
Broskies. Troll that little guy around.
Yeah,
Catch a bunch of whatevers.
hang out
And then
troll
throw
on.
some.
All right. I think now's a good time though to introduce our guest because we're
Might
gonna
as
need
well.
as much. We're gonna need.
I like him operating the camera.
Yeah,
I
right
know,
now the
yeah.
camera off,
Yeah,
yeah.
our guest right now is our head producer.
Hey.
Head producer back here, Captain Jimmy Decker.
Okay.
Come on in here.
Got
Get
the
in here.
record?
Yeah, and we'll make room. I don't know that I need to even sit down.
Let's see.
Someone said, "Aren't you Jersey guys?" I didn't wear my jersey.
No, but you've got Adidas on with an Adidas shirt. I love that.
How do I get this?
Oh, it's Crunchy Girl. She
Uh,
said, aren't you Jersey dudes?
Didn't you
Crunchy
surf
Girl?
in a contest like a week or two ago, like some Masters or something?
No, he did win.
He's my favorite surfer.
He won a 70s style surf contest, and Mark Richards just shaped him a fucking board that he won.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's cool.
That's pretty legendary.
This guy shreds.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
How's the framing? Are we good?
Yeah,
Decker, are
we're
you
all
good?
We're live.
I need to scoot back and get everybody.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, you can just
We're barely
pan
in.
Yeah,
too.
just pan around.
If anyone bitches about panning, just tell
You
me.
can run it.
Yeah. So,
Hello, tanglers.
yeah.
Let's go. Between two worms.
Yeah, exactly. So, Captain Jimmy Decker, what's new?
Oh boy. Shit. I've been chasing a gremlin around in my skiff for the last
Oh, no.
week
What
and
is
a
it?
half. When I find it, I'll kill it. I'll tell you that.
What's-
It's a little electrical issue inside my panel. I think I finally got it nailed down, but laying inside that console on my back with this arm up, I've been like pretty much paralyzed.
Oh, gnarly.
My Tracy will tell you all I do is bitch and moan all night, but today I got it, I think.
What were the symptoms?
Turn the key, reboot the fish finder, and the radio would go off, and so it was a ground issue. So I started in the easiest spot, which was the back, and ran it all the way up into the console. Found a ground wire with a little teeny nick in it, just a little nick. And when I got it off the bus bar and twisted it, it was all green wire on the inside. So I chipped that off and put that back in, hooked everything back up, put the motor in the bag, fired everything off, and
Everything
started it, half a dozen times. Because as you know, as being an outfitter, there's nothing worse than being out there and,
something goes
something
awry.
goes wrong, you
Yeah.
know. There's times when I wish my fish finder wasn't working, when
Of
the
course.
clients are looking at it going, what are all those worms? Oh, those are fish.
Yeah, why aren't they
How come
biting?
they're not biting? So, you know, it's like, sometimes you just want to go, oh, it's broken.
Yeah.
I can't see the bottom anymore.
On bongos, we leave the fish alarm on.
Oh,
So it just goes off. There's tuna under the boat.
catch them.
Get them. You guys should be getting bit right now. What are you doing? So,
But yeah, things are shaping up. Got a trip on Sunday. Got the COC coming up next weekend. You know, people are already calling me because, you know, Dwayne stumbled across that holdover fish down below. And so guys are already got tuna fever. I'm just like,
Oh,
just
man.
wait.
I know,
Please,
take a-
dear God, wait.
take a
you know.
breather. So,
Sea bass are just starting to bite. Just don't worry about the tuna yet.
yeah.
You know.
Didn't you and Tracy, didn't Team Disco Punk win a COC?
We won the first one.
The very inaugural
Very-
one, right?
yeah, Tracy got big bass, and we ended up coming from
Valoria bass.
Valoria bass. We came from 5 or 6 pounds down the second day and ended up winning it by 2 or 3 pounds. We
Creamed
crushed 'em.
everybody.
Crushed them.
Good.
Yeah.
That's good.
That
You
was-
guys deserve it.
That was our first year. We won the season finale, and then the next tournament was the Offshore Challenge, so we went back to back.
That's so badass. Yeah, you guys were like unstoppable for a long time,
For
man.
2 tournaments we were.
No, but I mean, I feel
Then
like
Tracy started talking back, and it all's been perpetual downhill motion. So the classic line on our tournament, I have lots of classic lines of fishing tournaments with my lovely wife and partner, but 2 years ago when we were struggling, it was, you're the fucking guide, don't you know where the fish are? While we were struggling to catch our third fish. And then the tournament we had last week in Long Beach was just tough.
That's what I hear.
Just tough. So I'm running from Pier J. We made a few short moves around the harbor, and I'm running from Pier J back out to the breakwater. So I'm like, we're just going to pound this thing to death. So we get out there. She's like, we ran for what, 3.5 minutes, 4
Yeah.
minutes? I didn't come out here for a fucking boat ride. I'm like, honey, we just moved from over there to here. To say it was a little tense on the boat during tournament day. I mean, she fishes hard as any guy I've ever fished with, and when they're not biting, she gets as frustrated as me. You know, I mean, it's like change, and just I finally had to say, honey, it's slow. It is brutally slow. I don't care how many different colors of jerk shads or swim baits you pin on, they're not biting. You know, you just have to get lucky. And then lo and behold, she starts throwing the A-rig, and then connected immediately with 2 of our fish, and then I finally wised up after 5.5 straight hours of hucking the crankbait till my arm was going to come off, and picked up the A-rig, and we got 4. We missed 4 good bites that kelped off, and ended up putting 4 on the boat, but any one of those ones we dumped would have got us a check. So
Yeah, because it was tough for everybody, right?
brutal. 12 pounds won.
That's scary.
You know, and the week, 3 days before that, I was on like 15 pounds all on the crankbait. You know, so it was pretty tough fishing.
What do
Pretty
you
tough fishing.
What do you do when you've got clients and the fishing's that tough? Because
Jerk shad.
But what about when the jerk shad's even like
Oh God!
dismal?
You just have to pray you stumble into something. You know, I'll drop them down. It all depends if I'm with men or if I'm with kids. If I got kids, I'll go to a 3-inch curly tail white grub on a 3/8 or a 1/4 ounce head, and they'll catch something.
Yeah.
You know, if I got guys on the boat, you know, you just have to struggle it out and just go from catching a bunch of fish to hopefully catching one big one.
Yeah.
You know, here's what we're going to do. I mean, I've been very blessed that I haven't had a lot of trips like that, because a lot of my stuff's on the beach.
Yeah.
And usually my usual run goes, as you well know, leave the harbor, hit the pipe, you know, jump out to the reef, go to the inside rig, shoot back inside the dog beat stones, hit a couple of those other little ones on the back up, hit the pipe again for pray to God if it wasn't biting in the morning, it'll bite again around noon.
Yep.
And then by that time, there's some current hopefully going below the harbor, then I can jump down to CDM, you know, all that stuff all the way down to Abalone Point and at least make a day out of, you know, what little area I had. Was that 9-10 miles total, you know?
It's funny how fast the day goes though when you're chasing fish.
Oh yeah. Before the MLPA, it was great. I mean, I could just hang a left, dump the trolling motor in,
Go to Dana.
and fish all the way down the beach in like some of the most beautiful scenery. And even if it wasn't biting, but like, oh, look at that Garibaldi. Oh, look at that octopus. Oh, look at the girls on the beach. You know, look at these beautiful houses. And they would be happy just sightseeing. Or like, my buddy would call me on the outside, hey Decker, I got a whale out here, you know, sweet, wind him up, peel out, go look at the whale for a minute, come back in. But now the MLPA's done. I mean, that jump from Abalone Point down to the hospital is a journey.
Yeah.
And if that's not biting and the wind comes up, then you're pounding it back uphill all the way back to the beach. So that's about it. I just love fishing.
Me
Bring
too.
on some more fish.
So let's talk about your journey as an angler. The story goes, Grandpa Decker.
Grandpa Decker got me into fishing. That's it.
There
So there we go. Sound of success. So in a nutshell, started fishing about the age of 3. I was the first grandson. So
Spoiled.
luckily I got to be the favorite out of me and my 2 brothers. So my grandfather would always take me, and my parents would like jump Jimmy off with Baba. So I'd fish with him, you know, all growing up. And then like everything, I was in and out of it, you know. When I got really heavily into surfing, you know, when I was like 13, 14, I quit fishing a lot. Got back into it in my early 20s, then started racing bicycles in my late 20s, got back out of it till I was like 85, I got back into it. Then broke my back motocross racing in 90. And then when I was able to recover from that, Craig Jacobs and Kenny Wager and Chongo were running the Thunderbird. So they put me on there to help me out, and I just pinheaded on that boat. Ended up getting my ticket, worked 2 or 3 seasons with them.
On Thunderbird.
On the Thunderbird, doing the overnight. Then did 2 years down in San Diego with Art Taylor when he had the Cat Special with Mark Osmick. And then got off of that and said, fuck this, I am done with this, you know, open party, overnight, rape, pillage, kill, just, I mean, no sleep, no anything. Like an idiot, I let my license go. 4 years later, I decided, hey, I'm gonna start fishing again. So I got back into it super heavily, and then it was like, stumbled across a couple world records, got picked up by Pure Fishing, decided I was gonna start guiding, had to go back to captain's school and take my test again. Then, you know, talked the guys into Skeeter to getting me a boat, and that worked out. And then Everglades came along and gave me a really nice boat. And so from 2008 till now has pretty much been my full-time job's been guiding.
Yeah, prime time.
Yeah.
That's incredible. So, and before, well, actually coinciding with all that shit from what, like 1975? Is that when the Crowd was formed? Your punk rock band?
78.
78. So the
Punk
whole
rocking.
time all that was going on, punk rock. Fucking
So the
punk
whole
rock.
time we're doing punk rock
Yeah,
and fishing.
yeah.
Yeah, got it. So
So-
yeah, we're still playing. I mean, we have a show in Vegas coming up. We might be doing your gig over at Catalina on
Yeah.
the 6th of May. Just released a new record like 2 weeks ago. I was gonna bring one, but it was the only one I had, so I'll have to wait till I get.
But I mean, you've played
Yeah.
with everybody from all
Everybody.
the original punk bands.
If they were coming over from England on tour in the late 70s, early 80s, we were support, and then we played with everybody from X, The Weirdos, Fear, Ramones, I mean, the list goes, I mean, a
Vandals.
lot of bands,
Yeah.
a lot of bands. Got to see a lot of cool artists and performers, you know, over
That's
the
rad.
years.
Did you ever play with that black punk rock band Death?
No.
From New York? No. I'm serious. It's actually an awesome band. That probably sounds like a joke, but yeah. Okay,
Wait for the
so
punchline.
there's no punchline. That's the truth.
No
So
question.
Did anybody ask a question yet?
there's probably fucking
Just
7
saying.
million.
They're angry?
So, punk rock, Decker for president,
Thank you.
Yeah, please. Can we do that?
or governor
on.
of California,
I'm
Doug
on.
Butter 6.
Country girls are the old guys.
So, what else can we talk about fishing
Well-
wise? I love marlin fishing.
Well, let's
Bring
talk-
on the carp.
Let's talk about that. So, but
Bring
let's
on
let's
carp.
talk about a 50+ pound white sea bass on 8 pound.
That was that's
You
what
don't just
set me
stumble
off.
upon those things.
That's pretty much the fish that started me on my professional angling career.
Talk to me a little bit about that.
The,
Give us the day, the details.
That year, I don't even remember when it was. It was probably like 98-ish, I'm imagining. I've been with Pure Fishing for we've been together 10, so this is like my 14th year with them.
That's so badass.
So
Congrats on
14 years ago, I was an ambassador, which is the lowest entry you get. You get like, it's the
Here's some
booger
fucking
eater
rods
deal.
and reels and line.
It's 20% off or whatever. I have no idea what it is now. You're the guy that basically helps set up at the Fred Hall shows and maybe watches the booth for a minute, but you don't talk to anybody. So I got on at the Fred Hall show as an ambassador, and then a month later, John Prochnow, the guy that's in charge of R&D for all the gulp baits and the power baits, swim baits and all that, was coming out to, wanted to test some new swim baits and a few new gulp baits that they had getting ready to come out the pipeline. So Bobby Hoos calls me, this is when I had my little whaler.
Yeah.
Says,
Dunk
hey,
'em and deck 'em.
yeah, Prochnow's coming out. He wants to know if we can, you know, take him out for a day and go fish. I'm like, sure. That's when I was like the light line guy. I fished 8 pound IGFA tournament. 8 pound was my deal.
And what line was that?
That was Berkeley IGFA line.
So sanctioned line or whatever.
Yeah, so they come out and I have all the Berkeley stuff. I got my Buzz Ramsey Air IM8. I got my little whatever the
5200.
Abu reel was at the time, spool with my 8 pound line, and we swing down the beach to number 1, and it's good bass fishing. I mean, good. Ding, ding, ding.
Swim baits?
Yes, with the swim baits that Prochnow brought.
Triangle heads?
No, these weird ball heads with
Okay.
these thin wire hooks.
Okay.
So the bass fishing's good. Bass, there's worms on my little fish finder at that time was like that big, you know. Bass all over, and then come back around. There's no trolling motor on that boat. I was on the big motor, and all of a sudden there's nothing, all the worms are gone. It's like, what happened, man? All the worms are gone. To make a long cast, 52 something on 8 pound.
White sea
Well, all the bass took off because that sea bass came
Yeah.
in on the spot. And that was the first coastal tanker.
Yeah. The
I mean, that
real
was like
coastal
the
tanker.
first
Over 50.
over 50 that had been caught on the beach. I mean, I don't know how long, but I mean, it was huge news. I mean, it was a cover of Western Outdoor.
remember.
I mean, a 50 pound sea bass nowadays won't get you a sheet of toilet paper in the shitter, you know? I
No.
mean, it's like, it's nothing.
Yeah.
Guys,
Yeah.
it's got to be 60 or 70 for them to even
Especially after the last few
consider it,
years.
you know?
Yeah.
So yeah, so that was IGFA world record. It got me a lot of recognition and street cred as
Yeah.
like this light line artificial lure guy.
Corner of the mouth?
Yeah, just
Perfect.
little teeny wire hook. I mean, anything heavier than 8 or 12 pound, it probably would have just went
Straight
straight.
in the hook,
you know?
yeah.
So
How bitchin' is that?
that boosted me up quite a bit because I was with Prochnow and I was with Hoos.
Well,
and
then
they
the
had
gulp
all the-
ads came out with Jimmy
then
Decker.
the gulp ads came out with Jimmy Decker, and I went from an ambassador, select angler, pro staff, and then 3 or 4 years after that, I went on to, in 2006, I went to actual paid pro staff where I get like product and catch.
Yeah, see, I try to tell everybody that I know or guys that I hear about talking, they're saying they're pro. Unless you have a fucking salary or you get cash,
It's a little different.
it's a little different. When they say pro in fishing, it's not like professional skateboarder, it's like promotional staff.
Right.
But professional angler is like, this motherfucker's getting paid.
A lot of more
Real money.
responsibilities come with that check. You
Yeah.
know? I mean, when they ask you to do something, you need to be ready to
Yeah.
do it. You know, it's not like, oh, well, maybe.
Yeah, no, you're getting paid.
You
But
know,
you're,
so that's like
I think
cool
you're the
when
only
like
guy.
Patrick Sabille comes out and I mean, you know,
Yeah, he's a badass.
you guys know what a psycho that guy is.
He's a fucking psycho.
So
An awesome
Sabille comes out, or the Abu guys come out, or you know, the spider wire guys would come out all the time when we'd be trying to develop lines. I mean, we're still working on lines we've been working on for like 6 years. Just about got it, right, Bino? That yellow line that yellow line's going to be it. So we're real close to I think we're going to strictly market it as like a saltwater braid, just something to go against Power Pro, you know, because there's such a dominant force in the market. So we're gonna go on that. I got my wife that keeps me in line.
Yeah.
You know, so on the straight and narrow. 'Cause sometimes I'll start
Weaving, bobbing.
focus,
Too many F-bombs.
tapper.
I have to shut.
Are there too many F-bombs?
No,
That's been
I'm just
PG.
saying.
I'll show the yellow line.
There you go. So
Yellow line.
There it is. Yellow line.
Coming to a
Non-paid,
store.
non-paid advertisements.
Yeah.
So carp. one-man show.
I love it, man. It's
Put
so
the jigs
fun.
back. What are you looking for? What are you looking for when you're out there?
Now we're talking about, going from bass fishing to offshore September, October. So I really enjoy marlin fishing by myself. I mean, I like doing it with anybody.
Yeah.
I mean, on a big,
But you go fish
on a big
on your own.
60-foot Viking, I mean, it's amazing. Or a 72 Donzi with Morgan or any of those guys. But going out by yourself and doing it on a little skiff, super fun. Little bit of research, look for the edge, just like tuna fishing. I mean, especially when there's yellowfin around, it's real easy because they're all in the generally same area. Just look for the breaks, get your favorite jigs that you know work. I'm big on rigging ballyhoo now, dead baits, so you don't have to spend 3 hours or 30 minutes or however long it takes to catch your, you can leave the harbor with one mackerel.
Yeah.
I mean, I try to have at least 5 or 6, but now that I got that ballyhoo, that dead bait drop back stuff that Grosbeck taught me, I mean, it's been a game changer. You just go right out and do it. Gotten all the kids. Got Bryce one. Hey guys.
Hello.
What's up, boys?
What's happening?
Got Bryce one.
Kyle and Tristan are in the house representing Bear Flag. What's up, boys?
Hello.
What do you got in there? Grape juice?
Bear flag. Oh,
Tea?
tea.
T.
Oh, because you're up past your bedtime tonight with the big boys. Yeah. I'll make you some warm milk later, buddy.
Probably best client charter trip 4 years ago, or 5 years ago before the MLPA. 2 guys down from San Francisco, left Newport.
Can they fish?
They could fish.
Okay.
They could cast.
Yeah.
We had, umpteen bass, I'll say, double limits we
Yeah.
weren't keeping. Double limits of bass, 2 legal sea bass, and they each got a marlin.
That's a pretty
On the
damn
same
good
day.
That's a pretty damn
That,
good day.
that was my hot trip.
Yeah, I don't.
But the marlin were only like 6 miles, 8 miles straight off of Main Beach Laguna.
How badass is that?
So that was really cool, really. Because it was great because I had my stuff all in the boat, just in case, So we got the bass and they got a sea bass. I'm like, you guys want to try for a marlin? I mean, they're right out there. And they're like, sure. We charged out there, flipped the outriggers up, dropped the stuff back, spun around, made a tag, boom, both of them went off. And I'm in the middle of the fleet.
Yeah.
All the big, and they're just
Everybody's
like
looking
on
at
the
you.
radio, you dick, you just got out here, And ended
rad.
up releasing those 2 fish, and that was like a phenomenal day.
Yeah, that is a phenomenal day.
But, I'm such a donkey, I don't have a GoPro on my boat, I don't have a camera, I don't have,
It's all lore now.
I try to keep track, but, Tracy's tried to be on me a lot lately about, you gotta be filming more. I go, I got all these great friends that know
Well,
how to film,
Well,
I just gotta
we
get
do our
them on
best.
the
We do
boat.
our best to try and capture you.
Oh yeah, you've done a lot of great stuff for me.
But you're fucking busy, man.
Yeah.
You're busy. It's hard to get on, And then of course, you got
Now
to fish.
you're
Well,
not-
we got to fish with your wife too,
I know,
Right?
know.
right?
Yeah.
Right, Tracy?
Yeah.
Say hi, Tracy.
That's right. Yeah, it's true.
Then I try to put a boys and girl trip together, and she's like, well, they're not gonna be fishing in the back of the boat with me, right?
Yeah,
I'm just like, no, we'll all stand up in the front
Yeah.
and huck away.
It
yeah,
gets crowded pretty quickly.
yeah.
Yeah.
When you're used to having your own.
Yeah,
When
you
she's
got
used
your
to
own
having,
space.
He's
when
used to
she's used to
sharing
having
space.
23 feet of boat
Yeah,
to
you got the-
herself.
you got
I
the
have,
first front
I have
foot.
1 foot behind the trolling motor, and she has 23 feet behind that.
But you're used to sharing your space. I'm not.
I know. I'm used to sharing my space, definitely.
Yes.
You know how it is too, when,
with people who
once
can't
you start
cast.
guiding and it's like you have a day off, it's like, oh, thank God.
I know, and it feels.
It's not bad now, but
Yeah.
another month and a half when the spawn gets on and then it rolls into the offshore stuff, it's just like, the last thing you want to do on your day off is fish, but more times than not, that's usually when I'll go out and do my fun fishing by myself.
Well, yeah, you'll be like, hit me up like, hey Jay, I got this date open, and we'll just book it.
Right.
That's the only way we can fish together these days, All of us actually.
Right.
It's like we gotta book a day with each other just to fucking get on the water and catch some fish. But that's a good thing.
Yeah.
So, are you working on anything new with pure fishing right now besides the line that you were talking about? Is there rods or reels? or
Still,
anything like that?
they dumped the blue rods. They're gonna be coming out with something, I don't know.
That was volatile
I
series.
wish they would have kept those. They were a little heavy weight-wise, but the musky guys dug them, a lot of the freshwater guys dug them, and a lot of the saltwater guys used them. So I was pretty sad because I actually laid all those ones out. And then I'm supposed to be getting a box of reels probably in the next month of the new small beasts that are gonna be comparable like the 300 and the 400.
Okay.
They're redoing that beast reel and something else.
Something.
I never know, man. Patrick just sends me a box and says, fish these, don't wash them, don't clean them, fish them hard, and let me know what happens.
Bust them out.
And that's, you know, how it usually starts. And then within a year or so after that, the new line will be launched. But they're retooling all the Revo stuff for the Gen 4 or whatever's gonna be coming out next.
What about back to the Marlin stuff? You do tuna club stuff? You got
No.
some records? No Dacron?
That's too tough, man. Dacron line is weird.
Huh.
You know, I mean, the tuna club's actually gonna be, from what I hear, is gonna be switching over to allow monofilament probably next year.
That's part of
You
their.
know, Lennon, Dacron's not bad. I mean, I fished a lot of Dacron when I fish on tuna club guys' boats.
Yeah.
It's just like braid, but it breaks where they say it is. But linen's a whole nother ball game, you know. It's gotta be wet. It's so uneven. I mean, that's why it's so hard to even get it. No one even makes it. You can get, JD gets it someplace in Scotland, still a weave it. 6 thread, 3 thread, 9 thread,
How
you
bizarre.
know, but it's a whole different world.
Yeah.
The one cool thing that happened last month is the IGFA changed their ruling so that it used to be whatever you had your main line, if you had your main line tied to backing,
Yeah.
then the line class was whatever your backing was, the heavier of the two. They've switched it up now to, you know,
17 inches of your leader, is that what
make it more friendly to what's going on in the angling world. Now it's 16 feet of line class.
Okay.
So I can start actually fishing for our angling club again. Because the reason I quit doing a lot of light line stuff is I hate dumping all that line off.
Yeah.
You know, so now I can use my reels that are full of 40-pound braid, tie on 16 feet of 8-pound or 4-pound, and then, you know, my 15 feet of leader in front of that, and can go ahead and fish for the angling club, or if you
Get some
get lucky
records.
enough and get an IGFA record. So, I mean, that's pretty cool. That's gonna hopefully get more people into the angling club, because it's a pain to dump all that line off your reel and fill even a 15 full of 12-pound, you know. I mean, that's a lot of 12-pound.
Yeah. I haven't even done anything like that in over a decade.
Right,
Since
and
grade.
you know, so that'll be pretty cool. That'll be pretty fun, and it makes it a lot easier for all the Marlin tournaments, the club tournaments, because they're all line class tournaments. So now you can have your, you know, your 40 narrows full of 60-pound that they're usually full of, and you can just run, you know, 40 feet of 16,
Whatever
which is
your
what we
backing
usually
is.
fish in the Masters, or 20, and go from there.
So bringing that up, I know you've done a couple years where you get flown in or boated out to these tournaments, and you're the angler, or are you for the Marlin tournaments?
The trip,
Did you do Costa Rica? Was
I
that
do
what it was?
mostly, I'm the cockpit guy.
Okay.
Jig watcher,
Basically running the show, though.
basically running the show in the cockpit. You know, the captain will all look down and be like, you know, this one needs to come in a hair. Because you can get them close, but until you get up and get a good look on the top and see exactly where they're riding, what jigs are going on. So I'll run the cockpit, and then I like watching the jigs.
Yeah.
You know, and then if, bang, something gets knocked down, get the drop back
Yeah,
in
you're calling the
immediately.
shots and then drop back
Immediately.
to-
Get whoever. I don't like to be the monkey in the chair
Yeah.
so much. I mean, I like hooking them on the drop back if they, you know, you get 2 or 3 fish come up. But if, you know, like a great example was 2 years ago, Tracy and I were on the boat, and we had a full-blown Indian attack. You know, I mean, they came up, boom, there was fish. She's in her pajamas, I mean, having her coffee. I've been out, just got everything in the water. Tracy got the rod with the jig fish on it. You know, I hooked one on the drop back, dumped it, everybody else came up. But that year you would have won High Woman Angler, but for some reason they didn't have it. So this year we made sure we did it again, and you won High Angler in the tournament
here.
this year.
Get in here.
You can come sit in here.
Yeah. Please. Here.
Sit in the short chair.
That's my chair.
I'll stand.
Yeah,
yeah,
you've
you'll
got
be
him
tall.
like fucking
You'll be
pretzel
tall.
legs here. You're too tall.
I'm
Roll
gonna
that
go in
fucker
the
back. You have more
closet.
space.
So she's my partner, and I always try to have Tracy on the boats when I get invited on the big boats, because she's a joy to have on the boat. She's great in the galley. Everything's always clean, and she's always out of the way. which is great. The worst thing about having somebody on the boat is they're always in the way, they're a slob, and they think they know what they're doing, which is the worst kind of angler you can have, that they don't know what they're doing,
Yeah,
you
for
know?
sure.
Guys are always like, well, put this in, or I think we should do this, or, you know, why is that there? I mean, I love questions, but it's like, it's there because it gets bit there, you know?
Yeah.
So
Sometimes it helps not knowing what you're doing, because then you can follow directions.
that's
Right?
the
Just
do as you're
beauty,
told,
that's
right?
the beauty of women anglers right there in a nutshell, man. Guys are stubborn and they want to
Oh.
do it their way, and I read on the internet that
Oh,
this
yeah.
is what you have to do, as opposed to a girl that's like, oh, what should I do?
Yeah, all
oh,
last
here,
summer. That
let's
was
do
me.
this, you know? And then the girl just ends up smoking her boyfriend
Yeah.
all day long.
Fishing wise.
Yeah, exactly. And it's like, here, why don't you do what your wife's doing, and you might get on some fish, you know?
Yeah. Sorry about that. That
Low
was
and
a
slow, low and
little,
slow.
little X-rated joke there.
I missed it.
I didn't.
Capper, you have a
Yep.
white dog?
So,
Yeah, I do have a white
so
dog.
Tracy, how did you meet this guy?
That's a good question.
Say it.
Well, through the grapevine, actually, in the fishing industry. I'd already been fishing, so
Now, you've been fishing forever on your own. You
I
had your
had
own
been.
deal.
I was kind of had the grandpa story as well. So I started with my grandfather, but then again, my dad wasn't an angler, but he took me fishing wherever I wanted to go. So I used to fish from the shore mostly, obviously, when I was smaller. But I knew I was going to raise some fishermen when I had my children, and lucked out and had some boys and a girl or two that liked to fish, and so we were down on the boats and fishing, and that was going to be
Sport
my
boats.
arena. Yeah, and I was charter mastering for 976 tuna for a few years, and before I had met Jimmy, and so I already had a taste for it. I knew where I wanted to be and
Yeah.
where I was going to fish in what
Yeah.
pond I was going to fish in.
Yeah. But then,
to get my catch.
but you heard of him?
Actually, our kids grew up together, and my oldest son and his son Max grew up since they're in 3rd grade, and so Brody came home one time saying, "Do you know the crowd?" And I was like, "Yeah, I know the crowd. Why?" "Oh, Max's dad. Max, his dad's
Maxwell.
in the crowd." And I'm like, "Cool." I'm like, "And we're gonna go see him in a couple of weeks. I'm gonna have to give him a call, see if I can, get a backstage."
Yeah, yeah.
So so then we had that connection, and then our marriages had dissolved, and we ended up together.
Tell them how.
Yeah. How's that?
Oh, my friend Donna actually had won a raffle, and she had a fishing day with Jimmy, and we were by the poolside one day and drinking our champagne. We're like, we want to go fishing. We just want to go fishing like now.
Yeah.
We want to go fishing. Donna said, "I have my raffle I won from Jimmy Decker. You know him." And I'm like, "Oh God." "Hey, Donna wants to go sea bass fishing." He's like, "I don't like to go sea bass fishing." I'm like, "Okay, we're out." And then I'm
I know
like,
exactly
"But we're gonna
how
go.
you said it too.
But we're going out tonight if you want to join us."
I don't fish
And then
sea
I'm like,
bass.
"He's not gonna show up." So yeah, that was our first date. He actually
So
showed
I met
up to
them,
meet up
she
with the girls.
said, I'm going to Billy's, me and Don are going to Billy's, if you want to meet us. I was out, my phone was blowing up that day. I was out filming with Kovac, rest his soul.
Yeah, I remember that.
And,
episode.
and so I'm out fishing with Kovac, and the phone is ringing all day.
It wasn't me though.
No, it wasn't her, but it was just like people.
One of those days.
And so at like 2:30, I'm like, hello? And then it was Tracy. It was the only call I answered the whole day. And they're like, oh, we want to go sea bass fishing. I don't do sea bass, and I don't. You want to go sea bass fishing, you call Brandon Hayward.
That's right.
So I go, I don't do sea bass. She goes, oh, okay, well, we're going to Billy's if you want to stop by. And I had dumped about 30 pounds.
Mm-hmm.
I looked like Spicer. I was like, I was 6'1" Randy Spicer.
Yep.
So Tracy and Donna are in there, and I'm like, God damn, she's hot.
That's
and
rad.
I walk in there, and she's like, where's the other Jimmy? The big one. I like the big Jimmy.
"Hey Jim, where's Jimmy?"
Hey, Jim, where's Jimmy? So that was pretty funny.
No, we had a good time from
Yeah, we
from
did.
day one. That was our first day we've been together.
Hold my hair.
No. Catch me, I'm falling.
Oh, yeah, we have some
But
good
then-
stories of that night.
And then you guys got married on the skiff.
And then we got married on the skiff at Abalone.
Yeah,
Fuck, I
that made a
didn't
lot
make
of
that.
sense.
That was really cool.
Right, I missed
That was
When
my
we started
idea.
fishing, we'd take the kids down there. It's always, I mean, Abalone Point, I mean, you can catch a fish
Yeah,
there.
for sure.
You know, we have
That had to have been
pictures,
one of our
we
first
have
dates,
pictures
though,
of
too.
Breezy when she was, 6 years old, catching
Yeah.
fish down there.
She's
so-
18 now.
Yeah,
Breezy's
Bowie
17.
just turned 20 yesterday.
Holy shit.
I know.
Yeah, the girls aren't so little anymore.
No,
Yesterday,
everybody's
she
going
did?
quick.
Yeah, Bowie
The
did.
22nd. Ohio's birthday was
Ohio's
the 21st.
birthday, right.
Okay.
Yeah, cool.
Wow.
Aries,
Yeah,
we're screwed.
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so we did that, and then we started fishing, and I still was fishing the tournaments with a couple other
Bill
random
Buchanan.
people. Bill Buchanan, who owns
Yeah.
Cousins Rods, and and then Tracy's like,
I tried to
I'm your
talk
partner
myself-
now.
Well, I tried to talk myself into the first season, but,
I was
I'm
like,
like,
hold on.
and he goes, I already have a fishing partner. I'm like, he doesn't
She
even
was still,
fish.
she was
That's
just,
frustrated.
You were like,
Just-
get
I
this guy
couldn't
out of the
wait.
fucking
I
boat.
couldn't wait.
she was just
It was
rolling
only-
off of bait
I
drowning
couldn't-
to
yeah.
rubber chucking. So it was we're
So-
right in that transition,
Yeah, it was.
Yeah, so you're fired up.
And
to
so
do that.
as soon as she got into that, and then lo and behold, Tracy is she's not a paid professional angler, but she is
But she's
on
part of the deal.
She is on and this is all on her own merit as an angler.
Yeah, not 'cause she's your wife.
I didn't carry her, but she is a sponsored angler from quite a few different tackle companies, sunglass manufacturers, and
And rightfully so.
yeah, it's great. It's
Badass.
fantastic.
She doesn't even fucking need you, bro.
I know. That's
still
what she
like
tells me.
fishing live bait though.
Oh wow, we'll go. My whole foundation of fishing was on a half day boat.
Yeah. Most
I like
people's are.
fishing, I like smashing a mussel on the
She'll-
dock and.
Yeah, but
She'll
you're
do
like
drop
really-
line in a
you're
water
perfect.
But
bottle.
she's like innkeeper worm, lily call queen.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, crushed it.
There you
Crushed
go.
it. 4-pound test.
Right?
Her Corbina. Was it her
6
Corbina
pounds.
would have broken the world record last year
By
on
2
4 pounds.
pounds. By 2
would have
pounds.
crushed it by 2 pounds.
But it just
On
wasn't.
4 pounds.
She just didn't. She just
Just
shunned
like fuck it, whatever.
Well,
I
yeah,
know,
by the
I know,
time
you
got
know, we all know.
frustrated.
Right. I mean,
Well, no, I waded in and I got my line tested and everything like that.
but we
It
didn't
was
submit
legit.
it.
The
But
process.
yeah, by the time
It's
the
and
process-
IGF records are really cool. I mean, it's a bitchin' piece of paper,
I think it's really
but
cool,
I
yeah.
mean, it's just if you really want to
Yeah.
go through with it, and
Yeah.
what does it do? I mean,
We
they're
would've
there
had
to
to
be
kill the
broken,
fish.
and she would have had to kill it.
Well,
Because we
that's cool.
now
They released it alive.
I'm getting the release tape. You have a release
Yes,
tape.
I
I'm
do.
getting the release tape, and I mean the release records are really cool.
They're really
That,
cool.
I mean, the paperwork's the same, everything's
sure.
the same, but it's, catch, photograph, release, submit, and
Yeah.
here's your thing.
And the best part is now there's all these new vacant records for
Oh,
length.
so many.
You know, it's like because
So
who's gonna go
many.
break some Black Marlin record from fucking
No
1940
one.
something? No one's ever gonna do that.
Yeah,
So they had to open it up.
Yeah.
Patrick Sabile turned me on to that.
yeah,
He's-
Patrick's a
'cause he's
big,
fuck-
big on that
He's a
stuff.
psychopath. What time is it right now?
21 more minutes.
Perfect.
They think your ball and your visor, the
Yeah.
hair is attached to the visor.
My hair is attached to the visor.
No way.
Oh, you think I got the super old man visor? Sweet. I wish.
That's
Couple
not the
more
first
years.
A lot
time.
of visors on it.
Everybody thinks that.
Everybody knows about the visor.
Heavy on the visor, yeah.
Yeah.
Uh,
Jimmy Decker.
I
made
always
the
wear a
fucking
visor.
Yeah.
Lily call again this year?
Yes, I am doing the lily
Yeah.
call with JD.
Are you doing the
Are
lily
partnering
call?
up?
It's on.
Nice.
Tristan has a bunch of freaking.
4 pound?
No, he's got a bunch of records for the
For
the
the
club,
Balboa
right?
English?
Oh, yeah.
BAC, you got a bunch of like records, right? Or you were the champ? You caught the biggest
Last year was Angler of the Year.
Last year he was junior.
JAOY, dude.
Is your
Jowie.
hair connected to your
Just
hat?
straight
What's it
jowie.
say?
Smoke Hunter said this should be called Between Two Visors.
Yeah. Where's the other
I
visor?
don't have mine on.
No one wears a visor but me. I don't know what happened to this world.
I
It's
know.
all gone downhill with this surf skate, snow, fish thing.
I like my hat.
I am bald.
Hey,
You're a clean cut.
Yeah. So let me just kind of give you some credit here where it's fucking due.
Thank
Because
you.
most people, I would say most people that are currently in the know in the fishing world know who the fuck Captain Jimmy Decker is. But if you don't, pretty much the only dude on the West Coast that's getting fucking paid, like truly paid to be a professional fisherman, on the water more than most people, catches everything from fucking spotted bay bass to giant freaking billfish carp, I've seen sleeper swordfish 3 miles out of Dana Point.
Oh yeah,
You know,
that was cool.
buddy boating, radio
In the
chatter.
fog.
You know, offshore fishing.
65 Alpha, you can find me.
Yep, or on the
On the 2 meter, on the
2 meter,
secret channel.
We have our secret channel, which is always fun. And when I was working all last summer, I would look forward to the days I knew you were gonna be on the water circuit. I'd be like, Deck, are you on this one yet?
God, please, yes. Where are you?
Yeah,
Help
where-
me. That's
where
what
are
I
you?
would say to him.
And where are you right now? And you know, it's so fun out there. But I remember when it started. I remember the Ronnie Kovac episode when you guys were just whacking the bass down below the harbor.
Oh yeah.
When you could fish down there.
Yeah,
When there
so
was
fun.
when there was just schools of fish on every boiler rock. Do you remember those days?
I'll to give it to Kovac, man.
Yeah.
It was a long time ago, but that guy used to spank him on the crankbait back then.
Oh yeah. I remember
know.
he caught one at the dock.
While
On
I
the
was
crankbait.
launching the boat.
Yeah, like a 2-pounder.
Launching the boat, catches a spotty on the dock in Newport at the ramp on a crankbait on the concrete. I was
Yeah.
just like, okay, it's on.
So there's some funny stuff though, because there was a group of us, you know, my friend Zach, my friend Todd and I, we had just gotten into the tournament scene. It was Duncan and Deckham, you had the badass.
Right, Jimmy Duncan.
Yep, you had the whaler.
Right.
And it was like obviously completely different than any other fucking boat in the field.
Oh,
It
yeah.
wasn't a center console fucking bass tool. You know, it was a fucking cool, stylish boat, you know?
Yeah, I slammed the center console all the way up against the anchor road locker.
Yep. The thing was
So it
bad.
looked like a Fairlawn center.
It was like a
console,
fucking
man.
like commercial,
It was like
mini
all
commercial
the way
boat.
up. I mean, the cockpit was huge.
Yep.
I like a 2.5 scoop Pacific Edge bait tank right in the middle of the back.
Yeah, so we all knew who you were, and then when you started guiding and you were in the bay, we were like, fuck, that guy's so badass. Fucking Decker's badass. And Todd would be like, fuck you, Decker! Every time we'd see you, because you were like catching every goddamn fish in the fucking water.
It
And
used to bite in Newport good.
I know, but I
It
mean,
will again.
but literally, we all looked up to you, and we still do. I just want to give you that credit, man.
Thank you.
You've done so much for all of us, and so much for West Coast fishing, helping shape a lot of what companies like Abu Garcia, Pure Fishing, the type of products that are being introduced to the.
It's funny
the
you
scene,
say
right?
that because it's so hard because all the main tackle manufacturers except for Shimano are based east of the Mississippi River.
Yep.
And 90% of their sales come from east of the Mississippi River, all down the East Coast, Florida, up the inside, Louisiana, Texas, Gulf. That's where almost all tackle sales are. So anything that I would try to get or design or make for the West Coast, if it was West Coast Pacific calico bass pretty much strictly only, there's no way in the world it would fly. Because
Gotta
the
fly from
market
Muskie,
is
too.
so small, they can't invest even the money and even the research, let alone the development part or any of that. So I learned early that you needed to adapt to other largemouth bass, muskie guys, you know,
Yeah, creating like crossover
striped
products.
bass guys on the East Coast to try to make things that would work here on the West Coast too. So it's tough. I mean, we're very fortunate for the brands that we have, Kicker Jigs, you know, Pearl Swim Baits,
Baits.
War. I mean, there's quite a few different companies here in our own backyard that are very, you know, they've dialed into what we're doing and they're expanding across the United States the other way. But it's just really important to support those brands that we have here. You know, I like Pearl, but you know, pretty much Brian Sander does all my baits. You know, LK, I can call him and say, Brian, I want a smelt lime green top with some small gold flake with a little bit of red on the belly, and like boom, in a week they're at my house. You
And
know, which is
nowadays-
amazing, and there's so many guys doing
That's
it.
the
I
thing.
mean,
Nowadays, you got to have
there's
everybody's shit,
30
right?
guys on this stream right now that are pouring baits in their garage. They're probably pouring baits while they're watching. Oh, light gold, what did you say again? I'll rewind that, you know.
Yep. Yeah, it's
and
true.
roll back through and take care
But
of it.
I think all that is a testament to how much you actually given our fishery and our scene here, because you did get it done. You
We
got
made
it done.
fishing cool again.
Yeah, we did, and you know it's always
We
been
made
cool, but
fishing great again.
You did, and you're helping it to stay cool. You know.
Well, the thing is, 7 years ago, you didn't see kids
No.
on skateboards with backpacks in packs of 3s and 4s roaming through Newport.
No. You didn't.
Or LBC or Marina Del Rey or Mission Bay.
Yeah.
You know, you didn't see it. Now, every day I see at least 2 or 3 kids with, you know,
A bay bass rod.
a bay bass rod and a skateboard or a backpack, and not even near the ocean or the beach sometimes. They're, you know, heading down or heading home. So that new influx of youth that we have right now are going to be the ones that are going to dial everything into that next,
Yeah, whatever it is, whatever that.
whatever
may
it
be.
turns out to be, exactly,
Yeah.
you know.
And so another thing that you said that I always try to make you know, evident when I represent myself in seminars, whatever, is that because it's so important to us and we love calico bass fishing, it seems like it's like the most fucking important thing in the world, but it's fucking
They don't live anywhere.
no, the fucking market is this big and
Oh,
people
yeah.
take it so fucking serious. I take it so serious.
I do too.
But it's like, you know, 200 miles
you
of
have a
coastline.
fish that only lives from just north of Santa Barbara to just above, you know, barely below Cedros. I mean, that's not far.
No.
And then you took the population of anglers that fish for it is pretty much from San Diego to Long Beach,
Yep.
which is even tighter. And then, you know, I mean, it's just everything keeps getting
Yeah,
squeezed
and then the
squeezed
and then the
squeezed,
hardcore guys within that,
Right.
there might be a couple hundred guys,
if that.
right? And then half those guys have skiffs, and then half those guys fish tournaments.
Right, and half of those guys know what they're doing.
Yeah, and then half those guys can go fuck themselves.
Right. I mean, it's tough. That's why, you know, you put out a sea bass bite on the east end of Cat on Fish Dope, and you'll have 280 skiffs out there burning all the fuel they can, buying $300 worth of squid and all that. You get a ripping calico bass bite going on at San Clemente or Catalina Island, you might see 5 or 6 of your buddies over there.
Yeah,
You know, I mean, and I like it like that.
me too. And everyone looks out for themselves.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was fishing Santa Barbara not too long ago, and Beerling and Steve Shook were there, and I hadn't seen him in a very long time. He just came up. He's like, I thought that was you.
Right,
How's it going? Just wanted to say hi.
right.
That's-
The sea bass guys don't do that.
No, no, they don't at all. They're like in the binos like
Lights
this.
going.
Like,
God, is he coming over here? Black
yeah,
out, black
turn
out.
the fucking lights off. Yeah, but it's cool. Everyone's cool. You know,
Yeah,
every-
and, you know, then the whole different thing about the bass world is just like, I can call you, there's no code group in the bass world. I mean,
No.
anyone knows that they can call me, and I'm pretty open, and sometimes I get accused of being too open on some of my information when it comes to tuna or marlin or the offshore stuff, but they got tails, man, and I don't own it. I do not own those fish that are out there. They're everybody's. And,
Yeah.
you know, if I'm going to say, hey, you know, you might want to go look at that little edge, you know, just out on the other side of the 277, it's not hurting anyone's livelihood.
well, you
know, I'm
still
not
got to go there
crushing
and
them.
catch them.
Right.
Right.
But in the bass world, it's like, I have no problem when you call me, dude, they're crushing the crankbait on the pipe. Bitching, I'm out there tomorrow,
Yeah.
man. And then we run into each other.
Yeah.
You know, it's like, well, when are you catching all my fish?
Yeah,
you know,
no,
all my
it's-
fish are here.
Yeah, and now I'm not even casting anymore.
Oh, you're not? You're just driving the boat?
I'll just-
yeah,
I'll
you're
just-
doing the dump and drag.
I just dump and
You're
drag.
doing the Valoria.
You know, I just dump and drag, so I'm in a whole different depth.
Yeah, it's a whole.
How we
they'll
looking?
tear the rod out of your hand when they bite that thing.
Yeah, for sure. What are we looking at the time? Oh, we still have time.
8:48. We're crushing it.
Let's take some questions. Are there any like pertinent questions?
Questions.
Oh, you wrote some down?
Yeah. Alex wants to know what your favorite calico bass rod length is.
For who? Me?
Yeah, for
8
you.
foot.
8 foot.
8 is great.
Well, and then
Guide size or rod length. I mean, I like 8 foot.
and the buggy whip.
Yeah.
Jimmy Decker
I
tends
like
to
them
fish.
lighter than most people. You know, most guys like a little stiffer rod than me. I like to fish a tighter drag and have a looser rod. You know, I like less line off the reel and more rod bending, so I don't pull baits or pull hooks. You know, a lot of guys like to fish, you know, 65 or 50 or, you know, and I fish a lot lighter than most guys. I fish 40. I do a lot of 40 to 25 and 40 to 40.
Yep.
That's like my go-to fun stuff.
40
you
to
know.
40 is fucking
40 to
badass for
40 is a
casting,
dream.
too.
Yeah.
Cast some
Cast
mile.
great, your baits look good, you know.
And
So
realistically,
eight
how-
foot's my favorite. You know, unless I'm throwing something big and heavy, then I go to 8.6.
We had another question that was pretty interesting. It's been asked a couple times, but what's the deal with action sports and fishing connection? Between, I think, Decker, you
Action
biking,
Sports.
into fishing, surfing.
I was on the cover of Action Sports in 1981 or 2. Do you remember that magazine?
Yeah, Action Sports.
Yeah. So I made the cover of that. What's the connection to the Action Sports and fishing? It's a natural progression. It's solo. It's the same thing as cycling, motocross racing, skateboarding, golfing, fishing. It's anything that is me against it.
Yeah.
You know, it's me against it. Me against the golf ball, me against the snow, me against the fish, me against, I'm not so much into me against you things, Me against you is someone's going to the hospital.
Yeah.
When we go fishing, it's like me against the fish is what it's all about,
That's that's why I think all of us love fishing with you, because when you get on the boat, no one cares who fucking catches the fish. We just want to see it, and when someone catches it, we're all stoked for each other.
If you catch it, I'm just as happy or happier than if I catch it.
Yeah, because
I mean, that's the thing about being a guide is, I like to fish with my clients.
Yep.
Some guides don't, and I can never quite figure that out because I got to know if they're biting.
Yeah.
I mean, if I just have 2 clowns casting all day and they're not getting bit, I got no idea if I'm in the right or the wrong spot. So I like to fish so I can say, okay, they're here.
And you can show them.
Here, guys, you want to throw towards there. But the worst part about guiding is when you hang that one.
Yeah.
And I'll hand it to the kid, always.
Here, wind this in.
But when I got, Manny and Mo on the back and, and you hang one and it's like you got to either wind it or you're going to lose it.
Yeah.
And you like, it's like, God, man, this was yours. I told you, all you got to do is get it over there.
Yeah,
it's frustrating.
I mean,
in a way, it's cool because they get to see what a big fish looks like and know that they're there. But on the other hand, they're shelling out a bunch of dough to go try to catch that fish, and I just accidentally stuck it. It's like, damn.
Yeah.
I'd rather catch 1.5 pounders and then let my guys get a 5 or a 6 or a 7.
But I think anybody that's going to fish with you, that's just part of the experience. If fucking
Right.
Decker, Captain Jimmy Decker hangs an 8-pounder in the front of the boat,
Oh, it's fun.
that's pretty.
The biggest fish on my boat, fortunately, have been caught by clients.
Yeah, couple 10-pounders or 9-pounders close, like the ones below the harbor a couple of years ago.
Right.
Big ones. I remember
Big
the text coming through.
First guy's first trip out ever. I mean, I didn't have a scale, but the thing was giant. 2 feet of water on a little teeny rock in on the beach.
That's so fun.
Go fire one in there on the spinning rod, huh?
Jerk shad?
Jerk shad, camo jerk shad. Fired it in there. Oh, I'm stuck. It's like, please, dear God, turn the handle. I just got on the trolling motor and started powering out.
Like grouper fishing.
Giant fish, and he's like, is this a big one?
You're like, yeah, dude.
I'm like, yeah, that's a big one.
Right.
What's your biggest
Let's go catch another one.
Yeah,
the
more.
biggest local bass that I've ever caught was 915.
Was that with us
No,
at the break wall?
that was no, that was a good one. That was an 8 or
Oh, that was over 9, man.
9
That thing was
something.
fucking big. It was
But,
a 9.4.
I didn't, and I would never have known that because I never put my fish on a scale ever. I'm like the notorious low baller guy. I like to say, 7, 6.
Yeah.
But I was with 2 of my buddies from LA Rod and Reel Club, Randy Sheraton and Joel, and I stuck it in front of Crystal Cove, in front of that little spot that you
Your
guys
spot.
like to throw the
Your
top.
spot.
Yeah. Real shallow in there, and I got that fish on there, and it was the same thing. I was like, God, this is your guys' fish, swim bait fish. And I get it up, and I'm like, oh, this is a nice one. And they're like, how big is it? Probably 7.5, 8 pounds. No, it's bigger. Do you got a scale? And I'm like, oh, yeah, I got one. So I had a digital scale, and I hung it. It was like 915. I was like, wow, I guess it's bigger than I thought.
That's bad.
So no, I've never caught a 10
Yeah.
that I know of.
More questions.
Yeah, there's a question. Someone wants to know what kind of lead head you're fishing with a jerk shad, if you use an owner beast hook, and how much weight you would use on a jerk shad or on a cut.
I use a 1/2 ounce owner sled head with the jerk shad. I've fished a lot of heads on that bait, and that is the bait to fish in any kind of kelp or structure.
We made a video of that like 6 years
Yeah,
ago.
you can go on radio silence and see exactly how to rig that bait on that head.
Yeah. Or
Because it was
Abu
good.
channel, I think.
Yeah, or the Abu channel, or you can rig them with a beast. But the problem with the beast head is they fall more like a swim bait. They fall down. With the sled head, they have a totally different action, way more erratic. So that sled head is the way to go. What are you laughing at, Bino?
Yeah, give us some
Alright,
more.
so the next question, we can jump into it. What's Decker's proper vodka to Red Bull ratio?
Oh, it's this size.
From Snook Hunter.
I have the bigger size Red Bull, so I got the bigger size vodkas. So it's the small cans go to a regular airplane bottle, and then the larger cans go to the larger either Kettle One or Absolute.
Is that your
ratio.
worst?
1 to 1.
Yeah.
Unless it's a bad day, then it's 2 to 1. It's a good day, so we're going to stick on we're going to 1 to 1 ratio.
What else? Give us some more good questions.
Swimmates wants to know what day you're playing at Punk Rock Bowling.
Oh, that's going to be Friday night, the first night of the festival. We're playing with the Vandals, Street Dogs, Crowd, and 2 other openers. That show sold out in 1.5 minutes.
Where is that at?
2,000
That's-
people.
is that Vegas?
Yeah, Las
Yeah,
Vegas.
Punk Rock Bowling.
That's going to be a fantastic show. Right, honey?
How are we doing on time?
5 minutes.
Perfect.
John Curry wants to know when the next poker tournament is.
Oh, we were talking about possibly Friday night at the shop, but
Tomorrow? Is that tomorrow?
that's tomorrow night. I'll have to see. John Curry, what do you got? King 7? That's John Curry. That's what he had.
Someone wants to know what your favorite crankbait is.
She's my favorite crankbait for the
And-
last few months. Should I tell?
I think you should tell. Maybe you don't have to talk to you exactly about it, but I'd like to know too.
I fish the Evergreen CR16 is my go-to crankbait for my 14, 16 foot runner. The green or the red craw has just been deadly. And I've been fishing I fish 40 pound to 25 because I actually fish a real crankbait rod, you know. Although in the tournament I got completely tooled, you know,
Handled.
grounded up to where it got straight up and down and then stopped and then bam, busted it off like that.
That's a good fish.
And then I go,
They came back
bitch,
up.
and there it is.
Give
And
me
I
my
went
baby.
over, I got it.
Yeah.
But the new Berkeley dredgers are really good baits too. The 14, the 16, and the 25. I've been fishing those quite a bit. Those are probably going to end up being my go-to ones.
Do they have pretty good colors they're doing?
They got really good colors. They don't make the red in the 25, which is kind of a bummer. But the thing that I like about the 16 is it's about a ½ inch or so smaller. You know how they got all the 16s have that big bill? It's got a real small bill with a little weight in it, and it just
Yeah, it doesn't
it
pull as much water.
Yeah, it hauls ass down, and it doesn't pull so hard against the reel. I fish all my crankbaits on a 4-2-1.
On the little beast, is that
I'm
what it is?
so old that I just like I don't like all that pulling, you know.
Which reel are you using?
The winch, the little Revo winch, you know, the small ones.
These guys want to know if JD from Balboa Fishing Store is actually your dad.
No, but a lot of people think that. He's one of my best friends, and he lives right down the street. He was just over the other night.
He's a legend, that
He's
guy.
a great guy.
Aiden has said like 20 times that the Tunis are calling you.
Who's Tunis?
I don't know. He said you would know.
The Tunis are calling me.
What about real fast? Only because it was hilarious. When we're down in Baja, those guys said that kid was maybe your kid.
dad,
Yeah.
right.
Remember that? Was
That
it
was
Andre?
so funny.
Was it Andre or somebody? One of the Dana
Big
Point
Vance.
guys. Oh yeah, Big Vance.
Yes, yeah.
Yeah, that's right.
That was hilarious.
Yeah, you're all, hey son.
I know.
Yeah, that was good.
I think you went out
You got
with my
one
mom a long time ago. I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah, a minute and 27 seconds remaining.
And then the joke was, hey son.
So, a minute 27 seconds. You got anything you want to say for yourself, Jimmy? Anything you want to tell the kids or these other yahoos or
you
anything
know,
else?
Find a good woman is about all I can tell you that really is behind you 100% in what you do in life and is not gonna ride your ass and is gonna let you strive to what you want to do. You might not be making the most money as everybody else or this or that, but if you got a good girl behind you and good family values, then pretty much that's all you need in life, you know. It's the way I look at it.
Yeah, amen to that, man.
I'd say that if you were here or not, honey.
Yeah, he does say it often. I can promise you that.
You know,
I don't say it enough.
it's
When I
been
put my
a
hair down, he says it to
it's
me.
been an honor to be on the show. I'll tell you that.
Well, this is not the last
I love
time we're gonna
you.
be on. I love you more, dude. I love you more.
Good boy.
Hey, thank you guys for watching. Are we counting down
30
here?
seconds.
Yeah, thank you guys for watching. Who knows who our next guest is going to be, but I'd love to take this time to say special thank you to Jimmy for everything you've given our whole crew and our just
Thank
everybody.
you.
You've fed us such good positive energy and give us something to look forward to. We hope we're half as cool as you are when you're your age, man. So this will be posted next Thursday, and then we'll see you guys again right back here at Between Two Turns headquarters. Peace. 3, 2, 1.
Pause, wait for a second. On the very last second.
Right on.
Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Don't close it.
Don't close it, because it'll give us views.
Yeah, they can't see right now.
We got 200. Almost 200.
What's that? You got 200?
So 401 on this, which is our most viewed.
401? That's
401,
good.
yeah, plus his 200.
Oh, good.
190 something, 194.
Thank you.
That was awesome.
That was awesome. Thanks,
Was it?
Jimmy.
I didn't cuss too much?
You didn't cuss enough. We didn't get into half the shit I wanted to hear.
That's it.
It always goes so fast.
Yeah.
You sure? Yeah.
More stuff. Lots of advisor comments.
A lot of Viber comment?
Yeah. Visor, not spider.
So when I saved it, I
Where did you
wonder
get
where I
the
saved it to.
You want to turn this one off?